What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatal Roadie here. We're going to be doing the Raw recap for tonight. Started out with Kurt Angle coming out saying that Braun Strowman is out with an elbow injury and he's going to be out for a couple of months. So for Extreme Rules, they're going to have a fatal 5-way match for the number one contender for Brock Lesnar's Universal title. Finally, we're going to see a title defense from Brock Lesnar. The opponents in this match are going to be Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and our all-time favorite, Roman Reigns. Jesus fucking Christ. They are shoving Roman Reigns down our throat. And the crowd responded in suit. They were booing for Roman Reigns. I'm just gonna go out right now and say it's gonna be Roman Reigns gonna win this. I'll touch more on that when all the matches come out, and I'll do a predictions video. Because Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe are going to cancel each other out. They're going to be going after each other. Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt are going to cancel each other out because they have a storyline together, which only leaves Roman Reigns. So I'm going to, the WWE push machine is going to go ahead and throw Roman Reigns into it, which I don't agree with. But anyways, Roman Reigns comes out and says that he should be the number one contender. Finn Balor comes out, tells Roman Reigns that I never lost my title, so the line starts behind me. Samoa Joe comes out, starts talking a bunch of shit. And all of a sudden, flash, a whole bunch of flashy shit. Bray Wyatt appears in the ring. And then Seth Rollins comes out. Calls out, starts talking shit to Samoa Joe. They start fighting. Everything starts going off in the ring. Finishing up with Finn Balor doing a suicide dive on the whole group. This was a little on the long side. Probably could have done without it. But they have to hype up the Fatal 4-Way somehow. Which brings us to our first match is Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. It was a decent match. Sheamus controlled most of the offense the entire match. Jeff Hardy won with a twist of fate. We next go to a very short match of Alicia Fox versus Sasha Banks. Alicia Fox got the tag.
Oops.
Got the pin. We then have a IC title match. The Miz versus Dean Ambrose was talked about last week. The same old SmackDown Live BS. We've seen these people before. Can we please have a different feud going on for the IC belt? It was a long match. It went back and forth a little bit. Dean Ambrose had a good portion of the offense. Dean Ambrose won by disqualification. Maurice was on the apron trying to distract the referee. The Miz tried to low blow Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose caught it, and while the referee was looking, Dean Ambrose kicked the Miz in the nuts. Which is surprising because I didn't think he had him. Dean Ambrose is still the IC champion. They're supposed to have a match at Extreme Rules. Alexa Bliss comes out, starts running down the crowd at Newark. Bayley comes out, starts a fight with Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, who's outside of the ring, goes under the mat, finds a kendo stick, and starts wailing away on Bayley. In a backstage segment, they set up an Extreme Rules match for the women's title at Extreme Rules. Then we have a cruiserweight match. Jack Gallagher, Austin Aries versus Neville and TJP. Again, are these the only 4 people that are on SmackDown Live? You know, we had Noam Dar, who accompanied Alicia Fox to the ring. Couldn't we use him in a match somewhere? Could we use any of the other dozen or so people in 205 Live? Any other cruiserweights? I mean, it's that they're the only 4 people. I think they have. Everybody else is like part-timers. You know, it's ridiculous. Neville and TJ Perkins won that match. It was an alright match. There was a bit of interference from Neville on Jack Gallagher, which allowed TJP to get the detonation kick for the pin. Then we had one of the main events, Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. It was a decent match. It was pretty cool. Roman Reigns, won it. Surprise. It was almost like that 50-50 booking all over again, because the first time they went up against each other, Finn Balor won, and then so this is the next time they met, Roman Reigns won. Then we had a video package from Bray Wyatt talking about Seth Rollins, bathroom break. The video bits are getting old. We have supposed to have a match with the Golden Truth versus the Club. The Golden Truth comes out. R-Truth is doing his little rap, and Goldust jumps R-Truth, beats him up pretty bad in the ring, throws him outside, beats him up out of the ring, throws him back in the ring, knocks on him some more, grabs a microphone and says, "That's what's up." So I guess Goldust is turning heel again, being frustrated with losing constantly with R-Truth. Enzo and Cass come out for their match, and they're doing Enzo's running the mouth as usual. And then Apollo Crews music hits and Titus comes out. Titus starts talking shit just like Enzo does, pulling an Enzo Amore on the crowd, thinking that it's Apollo Crews versus Enzo Amore. Big Cass informs him that the match is actually Titus O'Neil versus Big Cass. It was an alright match. More of a time waster, really. Big Cass won. After the match, Enzo grabs Titus's phone and was trying to take a selfie of Titus O'Neil laid out on the ground and Enzo. And Apollo Crews gets up and kicks Enzo in the back of the head. Yay. I guess this is furthering the line that Apollo Crews is going heel. Then we have the second main event, which was Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. It was a decent match. There was a lot of good spots between the two of them. Probably, I would say, the better match of the whole night. My biggest complaint on this is halfway through the match, they flash a promo on like a graphic on the screen of the 5 participants in the Fatal 5-Way match for Extreme Rules. In the middle of the match, while shit's still going, that made no sense. It just totally knocked the whole rhythm of the match out. It was just it was going, it was good, and it's like all of a sudden, ding. Now we're looking at something else for a second, and they should have at least did that either before the match, well, after the match would have been too late because they would be going off the air, or at the beginning or the end of a commercial. It was stupid. But okay, they cut back to the match. Seth Rollins won by disqualification. Shocker. Samoa Joe comes running out and starts beating up on Rollins. Rollins and Bray Wyatt throw Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt throw Seth Rollins back into the ring and start beating up on him. And in a surprise, I didn't kind of figured it might happen, but it was definitely a shock that it did happen. Bray Wyatt hit Sister Abigail on Samoa Joe, then picked up Seth Rollins, hit Sister Abigail on him, leaving him in the ring, getting down on his knees and saying, "Follow the vultures," thus ending SmackDown.
Dude.
Raw. It was all right. They picked it up a little bit. There was a couple matches that they, just wasting time. Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox, they could have skipped. Titus and Big Cass, they could have skipped. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good to see Enzo and Cass going up against somebody else other than the club. I'm going to guess that they're going to have next week Matt Hardy versus Cesaro again. There was another sighting of Elias Sampson in the backstage. There was a interview with Kurt Angle and The Miz. The Miz bitching about how he got kicked in the nuts, and he said that Dean Ambrose purposely disqualified himself. So they're, right in the middle of that, Elias Sampson comes walking out, strumming his guitar. Hopefully we'll see him wrestle. But it was an alright Raw. I would probably say average. It picked itself up from last week. Definitely wasn't, and they played the recap of Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman's match twice tonight, which is okay. We've seen it. We know what's going on. Can we get back? The two times that they used that little promo, they could have extended one of the matches. They could have gotten the women's match a little longer. They could have gotten the Titus and Big Cass match a little longer. They cut these matches short to show you a promo for something that we've seen 2 weeks in a row. But I'm not working at WWE. I'm not in the production department. I'm sure if all of us could probably tell them how to do that just a little bit better. That was Raw. And hopefully next week we'll get a little bit better. I will see you all tomorrow for the SmackDown recap. I've been Fatal Roadie. You've been awesome. Thank you for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.